Good evening, South Florida. We dealt with a beautiful morning, a cool morning at that, but it was a beautiful morning and a beautiful day. We saw plenty of sunshine throughout South Florida. Those blue skies were popping. I mean, you can see it throughout the whole city. We woke up this morning at 48 in Kendall, but we was dealing with mainly widespread 50s throughout South Florida, even Miami at 54 and then Fort Lauderdale at 52. So it was a cool morning, but as that sun got up, man, you can definitely see those blue skies are popping. The sun has set now, but we're dealing with clear conditions and beautiful conditions in South Florida. Currently sitting at a temperature of 68 degrees in Miami, the humidity at 37%, and a dew point temperature of 41. So we're talking about really dry conditions in South Florida, dry but comfortable. So with those dew point temperatures being very low and the humidity very low, we're going to see that our temperatures are going to drop off pretty quickly as we get toward tonight. Quick look at our radar, nothing to speak of, dry conditions. So if you're going to be heading out this evening, rain is not going to be an issue. You may need a jacket just simply because it's going to be a chilly one. We're talking about 60s and we're probably going to get into the 50s pretty quickly. And those winds are going to be coming at the northwest at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. We're going to bottom out somewhere in the mid 50s, and it's going to be pretty much a repeat of what we had last night. But the winds are going to be coming out of the northwest at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And we're going to see here when we wake up in the morning, those overnight lows, 50s widespread. Kendall probably be our cooler reading again, probably somewhere in the upper 40s. And when we wake up, we're going to see that we're going to have abundant sunshine, just like how we had today. I mean, we're talking about blue conditions and beautiful sunshine. It's one of those winter days where a lot of people just love living in South Florida, and this is one of those days we're going to have that. As we get to our Thursday, we're going to see that our winds are going to start to come off from the east, and that's going to allow for some moderation in our temperatures, but we're going to still be dealing with pleasant and beautiful conditions, so nothing too crazy. And you may be wondering, like, what's up with all the cool air? What's up with all the thunderstorms and then the rain we've been having lately? And that's kind of typical of what we would expect for an El Nino pattern, and that's what we're currently in right now. We're in an El Nino pattern, and with an El Nino pattern, it allows for this subtropical jet to be placed somewhat over Florida, and it allows for those systems to bring in rain and also bring in cooler conditions on the backside of those systems. So this is what we would expect during an El Nino pattern, cooler and wetter conditions. And you can see here that subtropical jet over South Florida, bringing in those clouds and bringing in those systems. However, if you noticed, we haven't had a really cold night though. We've had a lot of cool nights, but we haven't had a night that's been in the 40s because that real cold air is locked up north due to the jet stream here. We're dealing with this subtropical jet stream, but the jet stream that locks up that real Arctic air is positioned up here. So we haven't had a real polar or Arctic outbreak in South Florida, but we've had a lot of cool and we had a lot of cloudy days. So we're going to see here as we transition for the rest of our week that trend somewhat continues, and we're going to be dealing with those 50s, but we see a slight moderation in our temperatures as we get toward the weekend. But look at that. Yet again, another cold front sweeping through, bringing our overnight temperatures back into the 50s. So we're not done with the cold air yet. We're pretty much in this pattern for a little while. So let's take a quick look at our 7-day planner. We can see here abundant 70s, abundant sunshine. We may just have an increase in our rain chances come Saturday, and that's because of the front that's going to be pushing through. But however, we see here 70 degrees throughout the entirety of the forecast. May get that 80 on Friday, but beautiful conditions, cool conditions for this time of the year. And to be honest, I'll take it because these cool days are numbered. We know that summer is on its way, and we're going to be wishing that we had these cool temperatures come the middle of August and July. So that is a look at our 7-day planner.